By now, I'd imagine that the supreme overlords over at the CDC, who just set the rules for freaking everything that we must abide by and everybody must abide by, has recently adjusted their positions on mask. Or not mask, excuse me. Well, yeah, I guess mask, but more as it pertains to the vaccine. And what happened is they recently said, hey, you have a vaccine. If you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to basically be wearing this mask and stuff with socially distancing. Now, some people, the Branch Covidians more importantly, because they listen to everything the CDC says and they think the CDC, everything the CDC says is gospel. They're going to, of course, adjust from there, and they're going to say, wow, thank you, supreme overlords. I can finally go do stuff that I wasn't doing before. Now, of course, you could have did that before, and I just want to bring this into perspective, though, for you guys. Y'all do understand that the virus itself doesn't change. And I know this sounds crazy as hell for me to say this, probably to you guys, but the virus itself doesn't change because of what the CDC said. So if it was okay right now to do it, if it's okay right now, it was okay months ago. Y'all do understand that. So I would much rather look at it like this. This is them conceding. Now, that's not them wording it as well, that way, excuse me, but this is them conceding. They either couldn't, the narrative was long lost anyway when you saw not only the other countries of the world that weren't doing all of this stuff, but in Texas, for example, in Florida, where the restrictions were lifted and they didn't have any other problems that they claimed that was going to happen. In fact, you saw instances where countries that did remain, states that had the lockdowns and had the mask mandates, they were having all of the issues, not the ones that lifted their masks. So the jig was up for a minute anyway. But if it was okay right now, or if it's okay right now, it was okay before. What, you being vaccinated changed or not? No, well, let me say this. The virus changed? No, if it was okay for you to go around doing whatever when you were vaccinated, you were okay either way. So that should have been a position long ago, but it wasn't. Why? Well, we can discuss maybe some stuff that will get me banned on different platforms, but I will say this. A lot of people had a lot to gain to continue this as long as they possibly could. From a money standpoint, money that wasn't theirs, but they had a lot to gain from it. But if it was okay now, then it was okay before. Now, of course, they say that only the fully vaccinated can do it, and obviously that's bullshit too. And then it'll come out later that, oh, well, it doesn't matter if you had a vaccine or not, do whatever you want. Which, a lot of us have been doing that regardless. And considering where you live at within the country, it was actually legal for you to do that. Dudes. The thing, I guess, talking to brainlets, it's so frustrating because they act, or they would like to think, that so much has changed between this period of time, as if to present the public health officials and the experts that they've been touting as if they somehow won something. No, there have been people that have been on the right side of this issue that you shunned, that were also professionals in this on this topic. They went to the schools that you went to, all of that. You just laughed them out of the room because they weren't spreading doom and gloom. They were the ones that had always been correct. What you guys did, and you were ruining people's lives in the process, that's all that happened. And you just kicked the can perpetually down the road for as long as you could. I think a lot of people got off on this. Definitely these public experts use that lightly. Experts that were able to just become household names, though nobody, for the most part, unless you were paying attention there, you knew who guys like Fauci was. I believe guys like that love this. On cover of magazines and all sorts of stuff. What incentive do they have to let go of this so they go back to being, not listened to? Of course not. I feel like they conceding, albeit a roundabout way. They are conceding that they got it wrong. And they long have got it wrong. And to be fair, and I will say this in its most blunt, I don't care if this rubs y'all wrong way. A lot of these people belong in prison. Period. The amount of lives they ruined over this bull crap, yeah, I believe a lot of them belong in freaking prison. The money they've gotten away with stealing, yeah, they're criminals. Let's just be 100 about the situation. But if it was okay now, or if it's okay now, it was okay before. At least at minimum to you guys that got the jab. But they said that you still had to do all of this. The CDC didn't change the virus. If the virus was doing that, does it now? If it was okay, it was okay before. They just strung your knothead ass along. And you just listen to everything it was that they said. These guys are criminals. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.